Zach? I got your message. Is it really true that your business trip is going to be extended again?
Hi, honey. Yeah, unfortunately, it's true. I know I was supposed to be back home with you and Juno in 3 weeks, but something came up. The employee who was supposed to replace me at my new post ended up getting into a traffic accident, and he's been hospitalized.
Oh my goodness. A traffic accident? Is it serious?
No, it's not serious, but it's major enough that we'll need to find a replacement for him. He won't be able to recover in time to switch with me. I'm really sorry, but I doubt I'll be able to come home in 3 weeks like we planned for. Basically, I was told my time here is being extended until they can find someone to replace the guy who got injured. It's pretty inconvenient, but there's not much I can do about it.
Yeah, I guess so. It's a shame you'll have to be away even longer. But given the circumstances, I guess it's hard to refuse, huh?
Yeah, exactly. Listen, I'm really sorry about this. I don't think it's going to be a huge extension of time. But it's really disappointing, of course. For all three of us. I thought we were all going to be together as a family for the first time in 2 years. I was counting down the days and everything. I especially feel bad for Juno. She's almost done with 8th grade. She's going to be in high school soon. I want to be there for her.
Well, there's no point lamenting about it. It's work after all. Nothing you can do. And anyway, once they find a replacement for the guy who was injured, you'll be able to come back home, right?
Yeah, of course. But I'm worried it might take a while for that to happen.
I see. But you'll be back eventually, right? I mean, it's not like you're never coming home. We'll just have to be patient for a little longer.
Yeah, I guess you're right. Complaining about it isn't going to make time go faster after all. I have to keep moving forward.
Exactly! That's the spirit. Don't let these things get you down. It might take a while, but once everything has been sorted out, you'll be coming back eventually, right?
Yeah, you're right. We're about to enter a really hectic time of the year at work, so I would like to come back for a bit.
Okay then. Once you find out what day you'll be back, let me know ASAP.
Okay. I'll let you know as soon as I can. Good morning. Sorry for the last-minute notice, but I might be stopping by the house today. There's going to be an emergency meeting at headquarters, apparently. I don't think the meeting should take that long. We'll probably be done by the early afternoon, in fact. And since the summer holidays are starting tomorrow, I thought it might be nice for the three of us to have dinner together. As a family. What do you think? Katie? Are you there? Are you in the middle of doing housework or something? Well, anyway, you can just reply when you see my message.
Hey, Dad? Do you have a minute?
Oh, what's up, Juno? Is everything okay? Weren't you supposed to be at school today? Did summer break already start or something?
I can't get into the house.
What's that?
I came home early. From school.
What's wrong? Are you sick or something?
No, that's not exactly right. The thing is,
Is it something you don't want to say to me?
yeah, I don't want to say it, but I'm going to.
What's wrong? Take as long as you need. I'm listening. I'm here for you, Juno.
Well, the thing is, Mr. Crowley is at the house right now.
Who's Mr. Crowley?
He's my math teacher. It seems like he was driving his car around the neighborhood for a while. It's parked out the front of the supermarket down the road at the moment.
Okay. Sorry, I'm not really following. What's the situation? Are you in trouble or something? Is that why Mr. Crowley is there? Come to think of it, your mom should be home at the moment too, but I can't seem to get a hold of her. What's happening?
Dad, Mom is also at home.
Talking with your teacher? So I'm going to ask you again. Are you in some kind of trouble?
No, I didn't do anything. You're not getting it. Mom and Mr. Crowley are having an affair.
Huh? Wait. What?
She's cheating on you with Mr. Crowley. I'm sorry to spring this on you so suddenly. I don't have any photos or recordings or anything that could be considered proof, So I can only ask that you believe what I'm saying. Not that I could blame you if you don't know. I saw them once, cheating on you. I came home early one day, see? And Mr. Crowley realized that I know about the affair. So ever since then, he's been harassing me at school.
Are you serious?
Like you said, I was supposed to be at school today. But I saw Mr. Crowley in the hallway and he started smirking at me, and I got scared thinking he was going to do something to me again. And before I knew it, the tears just wouldn't stop. So I pretended I was sick and came home early because I just couldn't take it. Then, as I was coming home, I saw Mr. Crowley park his car outside the supermarket and then go up the street and into our house.
Okay, I see. You don't need to say anything else. Where are you right now?
I'm just at the local park. There's a slide in the playground there that's just big enough for a person to hide under, you know? I figured people would wonder what was happening if they saw me wandering around in the middle of the day. Like you said, I'm supposed to be in school right now. I don't want to get in trouble, so I'm hiding in the clay slide.
Okay, I know where you mean. I'm on my way to pick you up right now.
Huh? Really?
Yeah, I actually had to go into the head office today, so I just happened to be in town. I just finished up everything I had to do at work, too. I messaged your mother that I'd be around earlier today, but I didn't get any reply from her. And there was absolutely no sign that she'd even read my message. I was wondering what was going on, but I never would have expected it was something like this.
Okay, Dad. I'll see you when you get here.
I'll be there in about 20 minutes. Just sit tight, honey.
Dad?
What's up, Juno?
Please come quickly.
Hey, Zach! You're on break right now, aren't you? Do you have time to talk? Yeah. Good morning, Katie. Good morning, honey. So sorry I didn't reply to your message yesterday. My phone was really acting up yesterday. It's an old model and all now. I should just replace it already, like you keep telling me. I decided to just leave it alone to recalibrate and the battery died. And I was so busy with housework and such that I forgot all about it until the middle of the night. You know what I'm like, huh? So forgetful. I guess so. Oh, and that reminds me. It seems like Juno also tried to contact me, but I only noticed it at the same time as I saw your message. So I heard you picked her up from school and took her for dinner. She didn't come back yesterday, so I was wondering what had happened. I thought she might have gone to Lainey's house, beginning of the summer holidays and all. Yeah, I told her all about how my business trip is being extended for another few weeks. When she heard, she told me she wanted to spend her summer holiday with me over in Chicago. Apparently, she did try to check in with you at home before leaving, but when she got there, the door was locked and she couldn't get in. She left her key at school by accident, and it was too late to go back and get it by then. I was really surprised, you know. We live in such a peaceful neighborhood, so you never usually lock the door. Yes! Now I remember. I got called into work suddenly, so I had to go in and help. We're really understaffed at the moment, so I was at the shop until pretty late. You know how it is. Oh, really? But I thought you didn't work on Fridays. Yeah, like I said, it was a last-minute thing. That's right! Someone called in sick at the last minute and they needed me to come in. Recently, so many people at work have been calling in sick. It's chaos. I wonder if there's a cold going around or something. Yeah, who knows? Anyway, I'm sorry you couldn't contact me when you wanted to. That's my bad. I shouldn't have been so careless. You must have been worried about me, right? Yeah, I guess so. Anyway, I'm glad we sorted that out. Me too. I might have surprised you with the sudden change of plans, but don't worry. I got all of Juno's homework and stuff from the school, as well as her key. And I bought her a few essentials so that she can stay with me. Toothbrushes, pajamas, that kind of stuff. I'll send her home at some point when she's ready to go, so don't worry about us, okay? I'm taking good care of her. Okay, cool. At least I know where she is now. See you, Zach. Yeah, see you. Juno, have you finished with your shopping?
Yeah, I'm just about done here. I'm going to take a short break at the mall and then I'll be on my way back to you.
Okay, be careful. Oh, and I just thought you should know. I got a message from your mom.
Oh, really? What did she want?
She just made up a bunch of excuses about why she didn't reply to any of my messages yesterday. She didn't seem particularly opposed to me taking care of you for now.
Well, yeah, I guess that makes sense, all things considered. If I'm not around, she can freely sneak Mr. Crowley in and out of the house whenever she wants.
Juno, are you doing okay?
Yeah. Don't worry too much about me, Dad. If anything, I feel a lot better now that you understand what the situation is. It's lifted a weight off my shoulders. I've been really stressed out, wondering how you might react when you found out. If I should tell you, if you'd even believe me if I did. But I'm okay now, so don't bother worrying about me. You can just deal with the situation however you want. I'll understand, no matter what.
Okay, got it. Thanks, sweetheart. I'll settle everything by the end of summer vacation. Just leave it to me, okay? Katie, I don't suppose you have a minute to talk?
Oh, hey! What do you need, honey?
I just have a few things I want to ask you about. It might take a moment, so are you good to talk? Not in the middle of anything?
Sorry, I actually am in the middle of something right now. Do you mind if I get back to you later when I have some time?
Actually, this can't wait any longer. Juno told me how she saw her math teacher, Mr. Crowley, at the house recently. Do you want to tell me why?
Huh? What do you mean? I don't understand what's going on right now.
He's there right now, isn't he? Tell me the truth.
Who? Juno's math teacher? Oh, yes, as a matter of fact, he is here. It looks like Juno left more stuff at the school than we realized after all. Mr. Crowley is just being a gentleman and dropping off the rest of her summer assignments at the house. I'm in the middle of talking with him right now, so whatever you want to talk about can wait until he's gone. Right? He's come all this way just to do something nice for us, so I can't keep him waiting, you know?
Oh, is that right? But it might interest you to know that when I said Juno saw Mr. Crowley going into our house, I didn't just mean the one time.
Huh? Really? Well, maybe he stopped by at some point before. I don't really remember.
Well, let me see if I can enlighten you then. The relationship started around the middle of July last year, so it's been going on for just over a year now. Am I right?
Relationship? I'm really confused here. I don't know what kind of relationship you're talking about.
From the first day of summer vacation when Juno came to stay with me, the two of you have been more or less living together at our home. And that's still ongoing even right now, isn't it?
Oh, come on, Zach. Why would you accuse me of such a thing? I'm your wife. Where are you getting all this?
Hey, don't blame me. I'm just reading out what's written in the detective's report about the situation.
The what now?
Sorry to disturb you in the middle of your fun with Mr. Crowley.
You hired a detective to spy on us?
Yeah, that's the gist of it.
How dare you do that to me? That's an invasion of privacy. You're awful, Zach. I can't believe you would do something like this.
Hey, you took those words right out of my mouth. Can you really accuse me of being awful when you're the one sleeping with the teacher who's been harassing our daughter at school?
What? What are you talking about? What harassment? No. I would definitely know about something like that.
Apparently, Juno spotted you guys cheating one day. And when your beloved Mr. Crowley realized that Juno knew what was going on, he started bullying and harassing her at school.
No way. You're lying. He wouldn't do that. Just what are you trying to say, huh?
Whenever he sees her at school, he threatens her and curses at her when no one is listening. And that's not all. He makes sure all her homework and assignments she submits go missing, so he can give her a 0 for not submitting on time. And one day, when her classmate's wallet went missing, he tried to frame her as the thief who had stolen it. Thankfully, it turned out in the end that the owner of the wallet had just forgotten it at home that morning. So in the end, it turned out all right.
What the hell? Are you serious about this? Would he really do that stuff to Juno? I can't believe it.
The most unforgivable part is, he told our daughter that if you and I end up getting a divorce, there's a high likelihood that you'd end up getting full custody of her.
Oh, is that right?
Even though it's a special circumstance, I still have been away on business an awful lot this year, and it's not unusual for me to be home late. As far as child protection services are concerned, if we split, the custody is most likely going straight to you. Or that's what he told her, apparently.
Huh? Why would he go out of his way to tell her that?
I know Juno hates the thought of her mom cheating on her dad with her own homeroom teacher. I mean, who could really blame her for that? He planted a sense of despair in her about the possibility of having to continue living with her cheating mother and teacher. Apparently, he was amused by her reaction.
Huh? Really? And what does Juno herself say?
She says she wants me to divorce you.
No way. You can't be serious. Did Juno really say that? I can't believe it.
As for me, I finally managed to find someone to replace the guy who was injured. In other words, I'll be able to return home for good by the end of summer vacation. So before I come back, we need to settle things.
What does that mean? You don't need to make it sound so ominous.
Just so you know, I've reported both of you to the school.
You did what?
You should find out later on what's going to happen with Mr. Crowley's punishment. The Board of Teachers are still figuring it out at this moment. But the way things look now, I don't think he'll be able to go back to teaching at the school. And while I was at it, I forwarded a copy of the report to your parents as well. They've read the detective's report and everything.
Are you crazy? What do you think you're doing? If our parents know about the affair, then we'll have no choice to divorce, you idiot.
What are you saying? Of course we're going to divorce.
Huh? No way. Don't tell me you already made up your mind. Come on, Zach. Think it over before you make any decisions. Juno is going to be in high school soon. That's a really important time in a girl's life, you know. Don't you think it would be a better environment for her to have both parents at home?
Don't try to use Juno against me. And speaking of Juno, she hates your guts. If you really want to prioritize her feelings, you should go ahead with the divorce.
If you want to force me to go ahead with the divorce, then fine. Have it your way. But I won't let you have custody of her. Not even on the weekends, okay? You'll never see her again.
In this situation, when we're talking about what's best for Juno, why would you go ahead and say a thing like that?
Well, you know what? If I just marry Wesley, then we'll have the stable, dual-parent household that Juno needs right now. The Child Protective Services will definitely look favorably on that, you know?
Are you sure that's what's best for her? He is the one who's been harassing her, you know. As her mother, you of all people should know what a terrible idea that is. If it comes to that, I think Juno will just want to live with me more and more.
But it's true what you said. It's easier for the mother to get custody in a divorce.
Yeah, you're not wrong. But children also do get a say in which parent they want to live with.
Yeah, they get a preference. So what?
Well, she's already a teenager. She hates you, and the man you've been cheating on me with has been harassing her at school. I think the judge is going to be more than happy to take her preference into account. That's why I was able to take this course of action.
Hold on, just wait a minute, Zach. Hear me out here.
You can say whatever it is you want to say to my lawyer.
No, listen. Don't do this.
It'd be great if you could pack your stuff and get out by the time we get back.
Just wait a minute, Zach. You're making a huge mistake.
Take your stuff and go.
Please, Zach. Don't leave me.
Unfortunately, Katie and Mr. Crowley were both still there when we got to the house. There was a bit of an altercation because they refused to leave and I ended up having to get the police involved. It was a huge disaster. Shortly after, Crowley was fired from Juno's middle school. I think he shouldn't even be allowed to step foot in a classroom again, but it turns out the law is more lenient than I am. Katie, who had plans to marry Crowley after our divorce, was devastated when he was fired. And she was even more torn up when it came out that she wasn't the only mother he had been sleeping with. She was so mad, in fact, that she ended up sending him to the hospital with serious injuries. And now she has a criminal record. It's not good to rejoice at others' pain, but I have to admit, I was pretty satisfied with the results. Since Katie was charged with assault, I was easily able to receive both alimony and child support. And of course, I have full custody rights of Juno as well. As you can imagine, neither of us wanted to stay in the house where my ex-wife had been sleeping with Juno's math teacher. In the end, we sold the house and moved to a smaller, but nicer place. And so began my life as a single father. With the help of friends and family, we've been able to get by, and I've been spending every day by her side as our hearts heal together.
Mia, how are the sales for this month? It's been 6 months since the cafe opened, right? Are you almost on track?
Hi, Lisa. Thankfully, we've evened out. I don't know how things will go from here, but I'm gonna give it everything I've got. It's probably all thanks to the Mothers Group.
Oh, so you're making a profit then?
I wouldn't say that, but I'm making more than I did when we first opened.
Not much longer then.
Not much longer until what, exactly?
Until you hand over half your profits.
Huh? What do you mean?
You're making money, aren't you? It should be obvious. Give me half your profits.
Now, just hold on a second, Lisa. I don't know what you're going on about. Why do I have to give you half of my profits? If you're really that tight on cash, go and talk to the bank.
That's not what this is about at all. Oh, right. You still don't know, do you, Mia?
No, I don't. Please enlighten me.
My dad's part of a gang.
What?
Which means I need to collect a contribution fee. AKA, you need to hand over the money you're making from your little cafe. I hate having to tell this to another mother in the group. But you need to pay. Or else, you know.
I'm not paying you. What are you talking about?
Huh? I'm talking about how you're going to give me half your profits in exchange for protection. Those are the rules for people who choose to run a business in this neighborhood.
I've never heard of this rule before. Besides, what do you mean by gang member? If I really had to pay a contribution fee or whatever, why hasn't your dad's gang come to collect it from me themselves? Don't you think it's weird they've sent you to collect the money?
I had no choice. My dad's a busy man. I'm just helping my dad out. I'm acting on his behalf.
Really? I've never heard of that before. I mean, it's not like you're part of the gang or anything, is it? So I think it's strange that you're the one who's coming to collect the money.
Enough with the chit-chat. If you don't pay up within 3 days, I'll make life very difficult for you. If you don't want to regret it later, you'd better hurry up and get the money together.
I've already told you 1,000 times. I'm not giving you a dime.
Huh? Why? Don't you see what I'm telling you? Do you know what might happen if you don't pay up?
I got that part, but what I still don't get is why I have to pay you. I don't really feel like giving you half of my profits. Plus, your whole gang story sounds made up.
You've got some nerve saying that to someone whose dad is in a gang. If you don't do what I say, I'll make you regret it.
Can you stop with these weird texts? It's pretty cringy, and I don't believe a word of it. If you leave it at these messages, I'll forget about the whole thing.
Well, we don't need to worry about that, because you're going to give me the money.
I already told you, I'm not giving you a thing.
What the hell were you thinking? You finally realized? I told you I'd make your life hell if you went against me, didn't I? I told you to pay up within 3 days, but you didn't, so it's your own fault.
I can't believe you not only broke my shop windows, but you wrote abusive messages on the walls? What's going through your head? Did you think I would just roll over and let you win after you went that far?
I can't say I didn't warn you. This is what you get when you refuse us. You got too cocky thinking you could say no to the contribution fee.
You're a psycho, and you've taken this little thug fantasy thing way too far. Plus, I asked around. You're doing this to the other moms too, aren't you?
Huh? What are you talking about?
You told the other moms that your dad's part of a gang.
You used it to rip them off, didn't you?
You don't think there's anything wrong with that? The other moms don't even have their own businesses. This is nothing more than extortion.
I just told them that I'll make it impossible for them to walk these streets if they go against me. They all listen to what I tell them. They're smart, unlike you. Of course, married ladies living in apartment complexes are easy to deal with. They'll do anything you tell them to once they hear your dad's in a gang.
You really are the worst. So, you know what you were doing was wrong the whole time?
Well, I mean, my dad is in a gang. It's only natural that I be on top in this town. Oh, right. If you don't pay up, your family's gonna get it too.
No, that's where I draw the line. Keep my family's name out of your mouth. Don't even think about coming near them. I swear to God, I'll make you regret it if you do.
If you don't want that, you'd better hurry up and pay. You wouldn't want something to happen to them, would you?
Enough is enough. You've taken this way too far. You need to stop right now.
Oh? Aren't you getting a bit too confident? Do you really want to talk to me that way?
Well, you're threatening my family, aren't you? It's not like I'm just gonna shut up and take it.
This is your fault for getting too cocky and not paying up. The other moms always pay straight away. My dad's in a gang, so if you go against me, I'll make your life a living hell. All you have to do is just keep your mouth shut and give me half of your profits every month. You little brat. I can make sure you drown in New York Bay.
Huh? Oh, sorry, that was my dad. Your messages were getting annoying, so I showed them to my dad and he's pissed.
Is that how your dad usually talks?
Yeah, because my dad's actually in a gang.
What?
When I told him about my shop windows getting smashed and all the other problems you've caused, he came right away. Then when he heard me complaining about your texts, he got curious.
Hold on a second. He's in a gang? That has to be a lie.
Unlike you, I don't need to tell lies.
I know you're full of it.
Weren't you the one who was lying in the first place? What kind of a lie is, my dad's in a gang anyway? The truth is, Lisa, you're just another moron.
Wait, hold on a second. What? I know there's no way that's true. Is your dad really?
Yes, he is. You really like to repeat yourself. This is what happens when you mess with people. Now it's your turn to suffer.
Wait, hold on a second. What do you mean by suffer?
Unlike you, my dad's not a fake. As much as I don't like to admit it, my dad is very much connected with gangs.
What?
He'll probably show you what a real gangster is and shake you up a bit. It's just what you deserve.
I had no idea your dad was the real deal. Isn't this all a bit too much?
I knew there was something strange going on from the start. No one would use their dad being part of a gang as an excuse to rip off other people.
What do you mean?
My dad's never heard of any gang in this area aside from the one he's connected with. He knows the members well, and none of them are your dad. So it was unbelievable from the start. Besides, no one who's actually in a gang would try and take money from me.
Really? I didn't know.
Of course you wouldn't. Usually people don't go around telling people their dad's in a gang. So it had to be a lie. I knew it from the second you started spitting out that nonsense.
No, it's not a lie.
If it really was true, I think you'd hide the fact that it was. Didn't I hide it from all of you? It's really not something to be proud of, and certainly something you shouldn't be bragging about. That's why you seemed fishy from the start.
Hold on. You haven't asked your dad to do anything, have you, Mia? He's not gonna go looking for my dad or anything, right?
Maybe he will, maybe he won't.
What?
It was you who chose to include my family in your threats, wasn't it? I can't let you get away with that. You technically just threatened him, you know? Thanks to that, my dad's furious.
It was all empty talk. I was never going to do anything. Don't you get that I wasn't being serious? Aren't we supposed to be friends?
Huh?
I can't believe you'd get so angry, even though I didn't actually do anything.
Are you absolutely stupid? How can you say that after ruining my shop? The windows didn't smash themselves, did they? Are you crazy?
You don't sound like the Mia I know. What's going on with you? You're scaring me. Go back to the way you were before.
I'm just speaking to you the way you spoke to me. Besides, the whole window situation is a crime. If you don't want to become a criminal, you'd better compensate me ASAP.
You need to pay me back for all the inconvenience you've caused me. Also, I couldn't open the shop today, so I'll be charging you for the business hours I've lost. Wait, hold on. I can't afford to pay that much. You've got to be joking me. Then what was your plan after breaking my windows? Did you think I'd just roll over and cry about it? Were you gonna ride this lie for as long as you could? Yeah, but only because that's what most of the other moms do. How naive. Speaking of the other moms, they aren't stupid. They've kept all of your messages as evidence. What? I said all the money you've taken from the moms so far. We have proof of all of it. You can't try and talk your way out of this anymore. You deserve what's coming your way for what you've done. I don't have that much money. Why don't you ask your gangster dad for some? He must have some, right? Considering the amount of money he's collected. Oh, wait. Does he actually even exist? Either way, I'll be expecting the whole amount, including everything you've taken up until now. I hope you're looking forward to it. Mia, calm down. Let's settle this like adults. I already said I'm sorry about the windows. I'll fix it. I'll use duct tape and stick it together. You can't fix shattered windows with duct tape, stupid. Not only that, it would look terrible. Do you think anyone would ever come into a cafe that has smashed windows being held together by tape? Just when I was getting back on track with the trendy cafe, my business was sabotaged by an overconfident loser. That's an exaggeration. You're the one who's in the wrong. Oh, it seems like my dad's heading over to your house. No, tell him to turn around.
The situation just got messy, so it looks like he decided to just talk to you himself.
What do you mean? He can't do that. I'm going to run away. Where could you run? There's nowhere you could go in this town without my dad finding you. Reflect on what you did, apologize, and return the money. What? Isn't your whole purpose just to get money too? You're doing exactly what I tried to do to you. Are you stupid? That's not even close to what I'm doing. I'm just charging you for the inconvenience caused by your destruction. I'm not a scumbag who uses imaginary gang members to threaten people for money. You're going too far. Also, can you tell your dad to stop? I'll sort out everything, including the money. But I can't have him come to my house. Don't drag my family into this. Huh? Which one of us was it who was harassing someone in their house and shop? Who was it who was saying ridiculous stuff like, "Give me half of your profits"? I'm sorry. I didn't think it would turn out like this. I wasn't being serious. I'm sorry. If we could solve problems just by apologizing, we wouldn't need cops. Do you see now that fake people don't pass for anything in front of people with real power? I get it. I truly get it. I'm so sorry for how I acted towards you. So please don't make me suffer any more than you already have. A lot of people have suffered because of you up to this point, using high school level extortion tactics. What a joke. You're going to return everything you've taken up until now. You'd better prepare yourself, loser. Lisa fled her house out of fear of a visit from my dad. I guess she wasn't as tough as she claimed to be when she was trying to get money out of me. When my dad showed up, her husband was at home, so he ended up meeting the gangster face to face. My dad went completely insane and demanded to meet Lisa's so-called gangster dad to see what his deal was. Of course, when a skinny little accountant showed up, my dad knew right away Lisa was full of crap. This was all going on while Lisa's husband had no clue what was happening. Of course, Lisa said nothing to him before she ran out of the house like a coward. I guess Lisa's husband and dad put two and two together and got my dad to calm down. They talked him into leaving and told him they'd get to the bottom of all this by talking to Lisa. Afterward, he heard what had happened from Lisa, who had come home and was speechless. They soon announced they were getting a divorce, and it seems like Lisa fell into despair. The other moms in the area who had suffered as a result of her bullying and extortion, they all very happily decided to take her to court to get back the money she took from them. I heard that it all added up to be quite a bit of money. When Lisa got the legal fees, she almost passed out. After that, I heard that Lisa was shamed out of the neighborhood. No one knows where she is right now. I think it's in her best interest that she lays low for a little while. The other moms were grateful to me for not putting up with Lisa's obvious lie and putting an end to her pathetic act. Being in a gang is no joke. It's not something anyone should brag about, and especially not something to use to get money out of people. But I'm very thankful my dad was there to protect me and help me bring things back to normal. Oh yeah, by the way, my cafe is doing great now.
Derek, where are you? They want to move on to the cremation soon, so we need to carry the coffins. Remember? You're one of the pallbearers? No! I don't want to go back there! Don't you want to see them one last time before they're turned into ashes? But once they're done with the cremation, we're going to be separated. Why can't we live together? We're brothers! I want us to live together as much as you do. I don't even want to think how lonely it would be without you. But it's already been decided amongst the adults. There's nothing we can do to change their minds. I want to live with you at Uncle Patrick's too. I know. And Uncle Patrick was willing to take the both of us in. But Aunt Lucille... Apparently, she was pretty adamant that she wanted to take just one of us, and wouldn't even lend an ear to anyone else's reasoning. I don't understand why we have to be separated. I don't get it. Why does she want to separate us? You're the only family I have left. I know, but we're still kids. So we just have to do whatever they say. They won't even give us the time of day to listen to what we have to say. But we're twins! We've always been together, from the moment we were conceived, and every day since we were born. What am I gonna do if you're no longer by my side? Are you just worried about going to the bathroom by yourself in the middle of the night? That's not what I'm talking about. Besides, I can go to the bathroom by myself. Are you sure? I think so. As long as I don't watch anything scary before bed. If you ever get lonely, you can call me anytime, even just to talk about nothing. Or just send me a message, and I'll reply right away. I promise. No! I still can't believe that Mom and Dad are gone. I keep hoping that this is all a bad dream, and that I'll wake up to one of them knocking on my door to come down for dinner. This can't be happening for real. There's no one I want to talk to other than you. And I don't want to live anywhere else. I know. I feel the same way. Oh, I know. I have a great idea. What is it? Let's live together. Just the two of us. When we're old enough. Yeah. And when exactly is that gonna be? I don't know exactly when. But when we're able to start working and earn money on our own? Like, when we're in high school? I don't know. Maybe. But we can start saving up from now, so we can have enough money by then. And we'll get our own place and live with each other. Just the two of us. Away from any adults who felt entitled to tell us what to do. It can be our goal. What do you think? Won't that take a really long time? We're only in 6th grade. We can save our birthday money and allowances. We might be able to save up enough by the time we're in high school then. Are you sure? I don't know. But isn't it better than not having any goal in sight? I'd rather have something to work towards and look forward to. I guess so. Okay. Then I'll do the same too. But, I don't know. I'm worried about living with Aunt Lucille. They live right next to their restaurant. There's probably cockroaches. Probably. That's gross! And besides, Aunt Lucille is pretty scary. Yeah, she can be intimidating sometimes. She doesn't even like kids. I've heard her say so myself before. So why does she even want to take me in? What if I get in trouble and she yells at me? What are you talking about? You never get in trouble. I'm always the one getting yelled at. That's because you always talk back to her and try to prove her wrong. No, she's just super short-tempered and never admits when she's wrong. I'm starting to get worried again about this whole situation. I think you'll be fine. You've always been the better-behaved twin. But if she does something to you that makes you uncomfortable, you let me know right away, okay? Okay. Will you come help me right away then? Of course. Don't forget, I'm the older one of the two of us, so I'll always be there to protect you, like any big brother does for his younger brother. Aunt Lucille,
Derek hasn't been replying to any of my messages. Do you know where he is?
I'm sure he's at home.
Well then, can you just tell him to check his phone?
Why do I have to go out of my way to do that? I'm busy with the dinner crowd at the restaurant now.
What dinner crowd? Your restaurant is always empty. Last time when we ate there with our family, you only had a few other customers. And it was so slow that you even had time to sit at our table and chat with us the whole time we were eating.
Oh, be quiet. You really don't know when to keep your mouth shut, do you?
I'm just asking you to tell Derek to check his phone. It's not like I'm asking such a huge favor. Just tell him. Please.
Derek is just probably busy playing. It's not my fault he hasn't been checking his phone. Maybe he doesn't want to talk to you.
Are you sure?
Of course I'm sure.
Ever since Derek started living there with you, he hardly replies to my messages or returns my calls. How is he?
He's fine.
He doesn't seem lonely or anything?
Nope, he never mentions anything like that. Maybe he even feels relieved that he doesn't have to tolerate your brute attitude anymore.
Hey, I'm not as bad as you make me out to be.
Okay, sure. Whatever you say.
Anyways, would it be okay if I go over there this weekend then? Let me spend a night or two there?
Nope, we're too busy, so that's not possible.
Then Derek can come spend the weekend over here. That won't be a problem, right?
Can't do that either.
What? Why not?
What if he goes over there and decides that he doesn't want to come back here anymore? That won't be fair.
Fair? What do you mean?
You know, we went through all this trouble to take you in after your parents died in that accident. One brother on each side of the family. I can't let my sister down like this, even if it's just her memory that's left.
But Derek and I are twins. We've never been away from one another for more than a day since the moment we were born. I think it makes sense that we stay together. Even now. Uncle Patrick is willing to take the both of us in. He's been saying so since the beginning when you guys were figuring out our living arrangements.
It's too complicated for you to understand. You're still too young. Why don't you wait until you're older and financially independent before you start questioning our decisions?
Yeah, we're still kids, but...
Anyways, I won't allow you to stay over here, or for Derek to spend the night there for a while. At least until he finally accepts that he is a part of this family now, and stops holding a grudge over something he can't control.
Fine. Then I'll just go there to visit him. It's only a few bus stops anyway. I can get there on my own. That would be okay, right?
Nope, you can't do that either.
Why not?
It'll be a hassle afterwards if he starts feeling lonely after seeing you. I don't want him to get into one of his slumps again.
We're brothers! We should be able to see each other whenever we want. That's not fair. You're being an idiot!
I can't tell you how happy I am that I didn't end up having to take you in. You have such a dirty mouth, and you have no respect for adults. Why can't you just listen to what we say? Derek, on the other hand, he's so well behaved and never talks back. I'm so glad that he's the one who lives with us.
You can say whatever you want to me, but I hope you're at least nicer to him. You better not be mistreating him or anything.
Don't worry, I'm much nicer to him than to you. And of course, that's because he doesn't irritate me as much.
I'll be really pissed if you're not good to him.
You can be really annoying, you know? You belong to your father's side of the family now, so don't feel like you can stick your nose into our personal business whenever you want. Derek is now part of this side of the family, your mother's side. So you two belong to different families now, you know? Don't forget where you stand.
I don't belong to any family. Derek is the only family I have now.
Sure, you just keep telling yourself that.
Just let Derek know, okay? That I've been waiting for his reply. Please. Hey, Devin. I'm sorry I haven't been able to respond to your messages. I've been pretty busy. And didn't have time to check my phone. Busy? Well, with homework and stuff. Oh, that's too bad. You get that much homework at your new school? But you're so smart and always finish your homework right away. Is it that much harder there? That it's keeping you so preoccupied?
I'm glad that I'm not the one at your school then. I'll never be able to finish that amount of homework.
Devin, I've never seen you work on any type of homework.
Oh yeah, that's right. I always used to just copy everything from you. But the teachers would always figure it out, and I get in trouble for it all the time.
Those were fun times. It brings back some fond memories. Although that was our normal life, up until just a few weeks ago.
I know, right? Have you been able to make any friends at your new school?
Well, my classmates are all pretty nice and friendly. But, there's only like half a year left until the end of the school year. Plus, everyone made their new friend groups once they all came to middle school. It's pretty hard to fit in anywhere at this time.
I know what you mean. It's the same thing here. But maybe you can make some new friends during summer vacation. I'm sure you'll find your own group of close friends. I bet it won't even take that long.
I hope so. How's everything at Uncle Patrick's?
It's pretty great. They're really kind. And they take me on different excursions almost every weekend.
But it's not the same without you. I can't really enjoy myself 100% since you're not here.
Yeah, right. I'm sure you have the time of your life on every outing, like you always do.
That's not true.
Are you sure? Anyways, I'm gonna go to bed soon. I'm getting really hungry, and I don't think I can bear it anymore. So I'm just gonna go to sleep so I can forget about my empty stomach. What do you mean? You didn't eat dinner? Can't you just grab some food from the kitchen if you're that hungry?
Oh, yeah, I ate. But I guess it wasn't enough.
Derek, are you sure? You're not lying to me, are you?
Yeah, I'm sure.
You better not be lying to me. You're acting really weird lately. Like, you completely stopped messaging me or calling me ever since you started living at Aunt Lucille's. And you were the one that was so worried about getting separated. I thought you would be calling like every other day because you were so lonely. Or at least replying to my messages right away. I just thought that I needed to be more independent and not rely on you for everything anymore. Especially since we're living separately, and there's no one I can depend on here. Don't forget, we'll always be family, no matter where we are. And besides, we're the only family that's left for each other. So I really hope you're not lying to me. Or maybe there's something you're hiding from me?
I'm not lying, and there's nothing I'm hiding from you.
Really? Do you swear on your life?
Yes.
I don't know. You sound really unsure. I just get the sense that there's something going on with you. Call it a twin's intuition.
Devin, I'm sorry.
You're right.
I was lying. Aunt Lucille, she's really mean to me. I don't know how much longer I can take her harassment. It's starting to get too much. Can you save me? Please?
What? What did she do?
She makes me help out at the restaurant every day as soon as I get home from school, and doesn't let me leave until almost closing time. And she only lets me eat the leftover food from the customers, and nothing else. Apparently, the only reason why she was so insistent on taking me in was so she can get a part of my inheritance from Mom and Dad. Whatever story she made up about how she was doing it to remember her sister. It's obviously all a lie. I've even overheard her say more than once that she doesn't like kids. Devin, please. I can't stand being here anymore.
I can't believe this. She's really been this horrible to you? The entire time?
Yes. She doesn't hit me or physically hurt me, but she yells at me every day. And she makes me wear the same clothes for days at a time. She says I'm so clumsy and get my clothes dirty too often. So she thinks it's a waste to do my laundry every day.
Change places with me.
What?
We'll just swap places, and I'll live there instead.
No, we can't do that. Besides, I don't want you to experience this horrible lifestyle. It won't be fair to you.
And I feel the same way about you. Why should you be the only one who has to suffer? It's not fair to you either. Then I'll just tell Uncle Patrick everything you told me about what's going on over there.
You can try. But Aunt Lucille said that no one will believe anything we say since we're still kids. So it's just a waste of everyone's time to even try.
Okay, then leave it to me. I just thought of a really good idea.
What kind of idea?
Don't worry. I'll let you know when the time is right. But for now, just let me swap places with you for one day.
Are you sure that's a good idea? What if they find out?
Just trust me. Everything will be fine. You know this kind of stuff is right up my alley. Let your big brother take care of this. Devin, do you know where Derek is? Is he there with you? Why? He's not home? Well, if he's not over there, then never mind. Oh, okay. For a second, I thought that maybe he finally found the courage to up and leave since he's had enough of your harassment already. What? That little snitch. He's been talking to you without telling me. You tell him to come home right now. You know where he is, right? Nope, not gonna happen. You have no idea what that monster did. He completely ruined my restaurant's reputation. It's absolutely unforgivable. And my husband is really angry too. He better be ready with a genuine apology. It was because you were harassing Derek in the first place. He would never do anything like that without any reason. What? We never did anything to mistreat him. Sure. Making him work until late every night and yelling at him all the time, and only feeding him the leftovers from your customers. You don't even let him use the washing machine to wash his clothes, since you say he's too clumsy and would get them dirty right away. Derek hardly has any time to do his homework, and he can't even bear the thought of having to eat a stranger's leftover food. He hates living there. Those are all lies. He just wants to go live there with you, so he made up all those stories. You don't actually believe all that, do you? None of it was a lie. Huh? I was there all evening today, pretending to be Derek. I guess you didn't even realize. What? That was you? Yup. You had no idea, huh? I did a pretty good job fooling you. You scoundrel. Why would you do that? I can't believe you would say something so horrible in front of everyone and just run off like that. You have no idea the amount of damage you've caused us. I only told everyone the truth. There's nothing wrong with that. You know we're in the restaurant business. How are we supposed to stay open if we lose our customers? And thanks to you and your outburst, they all have the wrong impression of us now. You should have seen the dirty looks they were giving us. After you shouted all those lies about us abusing you, right in the middle of the dinner rush of all times. It was so embarrassing. I just wanted to disappear right then and there. And as you can probably imagine, everyone left right afterwards, without even finishing their meals. That's not my problem. It's your fault for mistreating Derek behind closed doors this whole time. That's only because he doesn't do what he's asked. You don't even have the decency to notice that he barely eats at home. Who in their right minds wants to eat the leftover food of a stranger to begin with? At least he gets to eat a full meal at lunch when he's at school during the week. But what about the weekends? He said that he's always so hungry that his stomach doesn't stop growling. And sometimes it gets so bad that he just resorts to eating the leftovers. That's child abuse, you stupid hag! I don't see what the problem is. It's not like any of it has gone bad or anything. People were just eating it 5 minutes before he did, so it's obviously okay. You guys have no right to be complaining. It's not like you're bringing home any income. Besides, you don't die or anything just because you ate some leftovers. It's not just some. It's all the time. And they're leftovers from complete strangers. That's just gross. And then you cook a warm meal separately for yourselves. That doesn't make sense. It's harassment. The reason why I was giving him leftovers was to punish him. He keeps dropping and breaking our dishes. Such a clumsy clown. That's enough. When I was pretending to be him today, you gave me only leftovers to eat too. Even though I washed all the dishes without dropping any. They weren't clean. There was some greasy residue left. That's not true. I made sure they were all sparkling clean so you wouldn't have anything to nitpick. And I know that you only took Derek in because you're after his inheritance money. Stop with your lies already. Do you really think you can get away with saying whatever you want about Derek and making it seem like he's the problem? But he's part of this family now. Of course it makes sense that he helps out at the restaurant. It's a family business. And I only mentioned anything about the inheritance only because he was so unwilling to do what he was asked. Anyways, just tell Derek that he needs to come home right away. Otherwise, I'll go to the police and report that he was taken there against his will. You can go ahead and do whatever you want, because Derek is gonna come live with us at Uncle Patrick's. That's not even a possibility. We're the ones who were appointed as Derek's legal guardians, so he'll live here with us until he turns 18.
We told Uncle Patrick about everything you've been doing to Derek, about your cruelty towards him, and your dirty scheme to try and get your hands on our inheritance.
And who's even foolish enough to believe what you kids say? Besides, there's no proof about anything you claim I've been doing to Derek.
Sure there is. I recorded everything you did and said to me yesterday. I have a video of your conversations and everything. It's all on my phone.
What? When?
And I plan to take all of this to Child Services. Let's see if they agree with you and say that this is appropriate punishment.
You're kidding, right?
Oh, I'm very serious.
Wait, let's just calm down for a sec, okay? Devin, I get your point. We won't ask Derek to help out at the restaurant anymore. And he'll eat the same meals as us every day now. How's that? That should satisfy you, right?
It's way too late now. You've already tortured him enough. I'm never going to forgive you, and there's nothing you can say or do now that'll ever change my mind.
But I'm your mother's younger sister.
So, what does that have to do with us?
I'm probably the closest relative you have of your dead mother. You and I are related by blood. I'm sure your mother would be disappointed if she knew you guys were scheming to destroy her only sister. She's probably crying up in heaven right now.
That's where you're wrong. Mom would be very proud of me for standing up for Derek. I was able to save my only brother before things got more out of hand.
No. Just listen to me, okay? You and Derek. You're still too young to comprehend these things. So you must have misunderstood our intentions.
Misunderstood?
Well, you know we don't have any kids. So my husband and I, we were both really happy that Derek came to live with us. But maybe we were just a bit too strict with him.
No, you're lying. You don't even like kids to begin with. That's why you were treating him so badly. You only thought of him as a nuisance. And the only reason you say you were happy that he came was because you were able to manage his inheritance from our parents.
Devin, please. I'll tell you the truth. I promise. But tell your uncle that this was all just a small misunderstanding, and that there's no need to get any authorities involved.
Nope.
I'm begging you. Our restaurant. We've been struggling financially for the past few years, and we have quite a bit of debt right now. But all that can change. Once we receive Derek's inheritance in the next few days, we'll be able to pay everything off and start making an actual profit, instead of drowning in this never-ending cycle of debt. Please, we really need the help.
That money belongs to Derek. The way you've been treating Derek. Your financial problems have nothing to do with us. Your restaurant can go down in shambles for all we care.
Devin, come on. Please, just help us. I'm still your aunt.
Yeah, and we're your nephews. Your sister's only 2 children. We could have used some help too, you know. Especially when we lost both our parents in that accident. We lost everything in that instant. How can you be so selfish? You think you're so much better than us because you're the adult. But to me, you're acting pretty childish right now. That inheritance was left to me and Derek by our parents. You're not entitled to any part of it, and especially not for your personal use.
Don't you care about what happens to me?
Nope, not even one bit. You've never shown any interest in us when our parents were still alive. I don't even recall you ever being nice to us at family gatherings either. And all of a sudden, you wanted to take only one of us in when our parents died. That just seemed so out of character. Especially when all our other relatives wanted to keep us together. You never even gave a single thought to what would be best for the 2 of us.
Well,
and the only reason you chose to take Derek was because he's the quieter and better behaved of the 2 of us. You figured he would be easier to control so that you can have things go your own way. That's not what family does to one another. Don't ever call us your family again.
But if the restaurant goes out of business, how are we supposed to survive? We still have all this debt left to pay off.
That's your problem. Why don't you just live off of everyone's leftovers? It's not like you're going to die from eating leftovers, right? So it shouldn't be any problem.
After that, Aunt Lucille had a visit from Child Services, and it was determined that she was no longer fit to act as Derek's legal guardian. For good reason, too. As a result, Derek and I are able to live together with Uncle Patrick now. And it goes without saying that we are both ecstatic about being together again, and in such a warm and loving home. As for Aunt Lucille's restaurant, the rumors about how she mistreated us spread amongst her neighbors and customers, so people stopped coming to eat there. It didn't take long for their restaurant to go out of business, and the only thing that remained was their ever-growing debt. They were struggling to make any dent in their debt repayment, and her husband just ran off and disappeared in the middle of the night. Aunt Lucille was left to repay the rest of the debt by herself, but last we heard of her, she had moved far away to an isolated town. Other than that, we have no idea what she is doing right now. It's been a few years since all this happened, and Derek and I are now in high school. We're both still living with Uncle Patrick, who has been so supportive of us through everything. We still remember how we promised one another about getting our own place together when we became high schoolers. But Uncle Patrick and his wife asked us to still live with them, because they would be lonely if we moved out so soon. We still have our inheritance money Mom and Dad left us. When that time comes, we'll figure out the best way to use it. We're really lucky to have ended up with Uncle Patrick. There's probably no one else that would have taken better care of us than him, other than our own biological parents. I think I speak for the both of us when I say that we consider Uncle Patrick's our home away from home. Both Derek and I hope that one day we will be able to repay Uncle Patrick for everything he's done for us. We promised each other that we will live honestly, so we never end up like Aunt Lucille. We owe him everything for stepping up and raising us both like his own sons. We are so grateful for the generosity with which Uncle Patrick welcomed us. We hope that we can pay it forward one day in the future.
Hi there. Long time no hear. It's your best friend, Emma. How have you been? Emma? What's this best friend rubbish? We haven't spoken in years. You stole my boyfriend. I have nothing to say to you. Why are you messaging me? Just to reopen old wounds? Still have something to brag about? You aren't still mad about what happened, are you? I saw how happy you are now, and I couldn't resist giving you a little message. After all these years, what do you want, Emma? I found your Instagram page. When I saw that you'd found a nice guy and settled down, it made me smile. After what we went through. When I took your boyfriend, you were so angry. Didn't you swear you'd be single forever? I remember you screaming you'd never trust anyone again. So it's good to see you've put all that behind you. We've all moved on. What is this all of a sudden? What do you want? That's what I want to ask. Your best friend and boyfriend betrayed you and left you a total wreck, but here you are now living a happy, normal life. To be honest, it just made me see red. You have no business being happy after what I did to you. Seriously? What the hell do you want? You put me through hell and make my life miserable, and now you just contact me out of the blue? Tell me what you want or I'll block you right now. I should have already done it ages ago. I've gone and taken your husband this time. You did what? Ah, are you panicking? That's brilliant. I love it. That husband you look so happy with. I've taken him too. You took my husband? What do you mean? You've kidnapped him. I've kidnapped his heart. Surprised? But you did swear you'd never trust men again, right? Swore you'd be single forever, right? What's the saying? A woman never breaks a promise? That's not a saying. Well, you're going to be true to your declaration of single life. A woman never breaks her promise. How does it feel? That's definitely not a saying. Whatever. I've taken him, so could you please divorce him as soon as possible? This isn't like before. It's not my boyfriend this time. We're talking about my husband. Yeah, I've really upped the stakes, haven't I? Upped the stakes? Yeah. If I was just taking him, it would be pretty much the same as last time. That would be boring.
No. This time, I haven't just stolen your husband. I'm carrying his child, too. What? Are you serious? Is this just part of some twisted joke to get me to lose my mind again? I wouldn't joke about something like this. I really am knocked up with his baby. Okay, so hurry up and get divorced before his baby is born. The problem is, and this is probably a mere speed bump for you, I don't have a husband. You what? I really do wonder where you are coming from with all this. I don't have a husband, so how could you be having his baby? If you really aren't joking, this is a serious situation you've gotten yourself into.
What the hell? No, it's my turn to ask. What are you talking about?
Are you trying to turn this back on me? Your wedding photos are all over social media for the world to see. You can't even try and deny it. The evidence is all there on Instagram. Damn, Nadia, you're a terrible liar. I'm not lying. And also, I've never shared photos of any men on my accounts. Just come clean and tell me what it is you want. It's pretty scary when you start making claims about my private life that even I have no recollection of. Well, I admit that was a better attempt at a convincing lie, but you can't fool me that easily. I did my research, and I know way more about your wedding and your husband than you may think. You don't need to try and lie your way out of it. Just hurry up and file for divorce. Let's not make this uglier than it needs to be. I still don't understand what you're talking about. It's not that difficult to understand, is it? I'm pregnant with your husband's baby. Therefore, I'm going to need you to get divorced as quickly as possible. And anyway, being single and alone suits you.
Nadia, hey, let me know when you see this message, okay? I'm really sorry, but I need you to stay behind for a few hours tonight. Is that going to be a problem? I need you to sort out the files on my desk.
Oh, today too?
Yeah, really sorry. My wife just called to tell me to be home at a reasonable hour tonight. I've got to leave the office bang on 5 p.m.
But don't you always go home on time? It feels like you always hand your work off to me at the end of the day. But anyway, I'm really sorry, but I need to get home on time today too.
Aw, come on, Nadia. I wouldn't ask unless it was essential. And anyway, why can't you put in a few extra hours tonight? You usually don't have anything to rush off to. If you had a family to go home to, I wouldn't ask. But
what does my private life have to do with it? Just because I don't have a husband and kids at home doesn't mean I can do overtime whenever you need it.
It has everything to do with it. Maybe a single girl like you hasn't realized it yet, but the freedom to do as much overtime as you like is a wonderful thing. Once you get tied down like me, you have to juggle work with family time. It's a total nightmare, I'm telling you.
I've done 50 days of overtime in a row. I'm sick of it. And it's all the work you didn't finish in time. Today, I'm leaving on the dot of 5 p.m.
Hang on a minute, Nadia. Are you going to refuse me even when I'm asking nicely? You haven't forgotten who the boss is here, have you?
No. Why?
It may sound as if I'm just asking nicely, but when a superior asks you to do something, you do it. So if I have to spell it out, I will. Today you'll stay here and finish this work for me. I'm not going to argue about it. So no more of that talking back to your boss. When my wife and family are happy, I'm able to focus all the more harder on my job. So by proxy, you doing overtime for me isn't just helping me, it's helping the company. While you're employed here, you don't just pass the time to get paid at the end of the month. You need to work hard to earn your salary.
Right, okay. So let me just check something with you. You're leaving at 5 to go straight home to your family. Is that correct?
That's what I said, wasn't it? What are you insinuating?
So you need an expensive wristwatch to go home to your family?
What?
Yeah, I saw you change watches just now at your desk. And you looked like you were itching to get out the door on time.
Okay, Sherlock, well spotted. Does a girl like you know what something like this is worth? It's one of only 100 ever made. Not quite one of a kind, but pretty close. I think it's perfect for going home to my family. Getting back to the subject, thanks for the overtime. Bye.
Hey, Nadia. Have you got around to filing for divorce yet? It's been a few days. All done? Neither of us can wait. Hurry up already. How many times do I have to tell you? I don't have a husband. Never have, probably never will. It doesn't matter if you ask me 1,000 times. There's nothing I can do. Here we go again. This is getting very old, Nadia. I'm sick of hearing you try and talk your way out of it. I know you're married. Hurry up and do what I say. I don't have time to go along with this rubbish of yours. How can you deny it? I've seen it all on your Instagram account. You've married some executive from your office, right? There's no point denying it. I know the whole story. Someone from work? Gross. You've got to be kidding. Yes, your boss. You really should be more careful with what you post to your account. There's a photo of your husband's watch. It's only partly in the shot, but you can clearly make it out. It's an expensive limited edition. His watch? Oh yeah. Yes, that's right. Finally, the dots connect. So you admit it, at long last. I saw right through you and your secret husband. Right, now that it's finally out in the open, you can go ahead and divorce him, right? Emma, I feel really sorry for you. Pregnant and so terribly mistaken about the whole thing. What do you mean? The guy you thought was my husband? He's just my boss. So if you really want him to get divorced, you'd better take it up with his actual wife. Wait a second. Stop messing around. Even though you know I'm pregnant, you're still trying to lie your way out of it? For the last time, I'm not married. Never have been. Do you want me to go down to the county clerk's office and get a single status certificate? Will that shut you up? It doesn't get any more official than that. You know what? I think I'll go and do that right now. Whoa, wait. You mean to say you are telling the truth? But he always wears the same watch as the one in the photo. That was all you needed to decide to try and take him? You've really messed up big time, but I have to admire your guts. The watch in that photo actually belongs to my little brother. He got a promotion at his company and bought himself an expensive watch to celebrate. He left it at my house a while back. He came over to show off and then just forgot all about it. How could someone leave behind such a valuable watch? Dunno. That's my brother. He'll work hard for something, but soon lose interest in it. His house is full of things he's bought that never used more than 3 or 4 times. My boss has the same limited edition model as my brother. I guess they both like shiny things. So he's really not your husband? No, not at all. He's my boss, but I can't stand him as a person. He doesn't command an ounce of respect. I wouldn't dream of marrying someone like that. No way. And here I was thinking I'd gotten you again. So tell me, I'd really like to know, why are you so obsessed with me? First you take my boyfriend, then try and take my imaginary husband? What's up with you, Emma? Did I do something to make you have such a grudge against me? I don't remember anything. I just remember you trying to ruin my life when you took my boyfriend. What? Because you're so annoying. What other reason do I need? We were best friends. I never left your side. In class, after school, I was always there for you. But seeing you with so many friends made me jealous at first, then angry. I only had one friend. You. Really? I didn't know that. I hated you more and more, so I decided to take you down. Let you taste loneliness for once. I'll never forget how satisfying it was taking your boyfriend. It was the greatest feeling. But I've messed it all up. I've been dating some old dude who isn't even your husband. Oh, I didn't realize that was how you saw it. Well, I'm not apologizing, I'm telling you now. It's entirely your fault. I didn't do anything wrong. I'm not asking for anything from you. But the mental state of both of us, how about we just make this the end, huh? Both of us just forget about each other. Please don't ever contact me again. I should be the one saying that. Oh, I've wasted so much time because of you.
Hey, Nadia. I'm holed up in the meeting room all day today, so if my wife calls, under no circumstances put the call through to me, okay? Just say I'm off visiting customers or something.
She already called a little while ago. I knew you didn't want to talk to her, so I told her you weren't able to come to the phone.
Ugh, thanks.
She left a message, though. Shall I read it?
Yes, please do.
Ahem. To the filthy, cheating rat. I've smashed your watch into hundreds of little pieces.
What? She didn't say that, did she? That watch cost $20,000. That monster.
She also asked about any upcoming business trips you might have. I couldn't really answer off the top of my head. So I'm about to send her a scan of your travel itinerary, along with a full year of your business schedule.
Wait, don't do that. Please don't send that.
No, I don't mind. All part of my job here, working to help make your job and family life easier. The more work I do, the harder you can work. My directly helping you is helping the company too. Besides, compared to the overtime you always forced me to do, it's a walk in the park.
Hey, seriously, knock it off. Don't send anything to my wife. Got it?
Oh, and I almost forgot. There was one more message for you.
Oh, great. What else did she have to say?
Oh, it wasn't from your wife. It was from one of the execs upstairs.
And? Well, don't waste time. Spit it out. What does it say?
I'll read it as it's written. You are to be let go at the end of the week. Pack your things immediately and remain at home until the termination of your employment.
What? Are you joking? Is this some joke because of the overtime?
Yeah, he seemed furious. Kinda scary when he gets in a mood like that. I wouldn't want to get on his bad side. But you can't blame him. You married his daughter, so it's to be expected. Actually, come to think of it, I wouldn't want to be you.
I'm finished. I'm done for. Oh, how did they find out?
Anyway, boss, I'm going to get back to work. This really sucks. I rushed down to the clinic and they told me I can't terminate the pregnancy. Because of you, I'm going to be forced to have this baby with that weirdo. What am I going to do? Don't call him a weirdo. He's the father of your baby. It doesn't matter who the hell he is. Can't you see I'm absolutely screwed? I thought he was your husband, so I'd planned out your divorce, my wedding, and this baby. But I don't need the baby of some loser I don't even know. Hey, it's not the baby's fault, is it? You shouldn't talk like that. I think old Rick is going to have to divorce his wife. You should go ahead and marry him. You'll need some help raising that baby, so it may as well be the biological father, right?
What? Why do I have to marry your crusty old boss?
Wait just a damn minute. If I marry him, then I'll be your boss's wife. That's true, I suppose, yeah. And if I'm the boss's wife, then you have to show respect to me, right? I'm not sure that's how it works, but maybe? Shut up. Yeah, I can see it now. That's enough for me. Everything is fine as it is. I'll marry him after all. You can just decide such a thing like that? Are you sure, Emma? Of course. It's a great chance to get one rung higher than you. Once I'm his wife, you'll have to bow your head to me and treat me with respect. Well, I should probably tell you, he's only my boss until the end of the week, though. What? Why only until the end of the week? Yeah, he just got fired. He just found out a couple of hours ago. His wife is the daughter of one of the executives.
Really?
Yeah, so his father-in-law, he totally hit the roof when he found out about you. He did a full investigation into Rick before firing him. All the overtime he forced on me, it all came out, and he fired him this morning.
What?
Yeah, so as of next week, he's going to be looking for a new job. Might be tough going, cause he's not exactly going to get a glowing letter of recommendation from here, is he? Anyway, I hope you two are very happy together. I'm sure you guys will make a lovely home for the new baby.
Hang on, Nadia. Are you serious about him being fired? Please tell me you're joking.
I wouldn't joke about something like this. He looked a bit stunned for a while there, but he seems to have accepted it now. He packed up his desk and went home. I guess they are deciding how to make firing him as painless as possible.
This just gets worse and worse.
It's not all bad news. If you get married right now, you can still lord being my boss's wife over me for 1 week. But then he's been told to stay at home until next week. He might be too busy to marry you right now. I imagine he's at home right this minute discussing divorce with his wife. But I'm having his child. I can't expect him to support us if he doesn't have a job. You probably haven't had time to think about it yet, but do you realize how bad things can get when you try and take someone's husband? She can take you to court for emotional damage. It's not going to be pretty. She'll try and squeeze you both for child support and living expenses. At the very least, he'll be liable for support and have to give her half their possessions. Of course, someone smart like you knew all this before you made your move on him, right? Regardless of how it has turned out, you must have known the risks when you planned to take my husband. No, I didn't think that far ahead. I was just trying to mess with you and take you down a peg. After how I suffered at high school, I just wanted you to feel miserable. I certainly didn't plan to pay you a cent. We were best friends. I didn't think you'd try to take me to court. You didn't try anything like that when I took your boyfriend all those years ago. Even if you had the same plan, taking someone's boyfriend isn't the same as taking a married man. And it wasn't even my husband. You've gone and involved a total stranger. You better prepare for a rough ride. Plus, they have the money for the best lawyers. It looks like it's the wife's turn to screw you now. I've heard that his wife is an absolute princess. A real daddy's girl, used to getting whatever she wants. I imagine she is going to come after you with a vengeance. Oh my god. What can I do? I can't afford anything. And if he has to give half of everything he owns, then he probably won't have anything either. We'll be destitute. Well, you can't escape it. You reap what you sow, Emma. I've already given his wife your contact details and your parents' phone number and address. You did what? How could you? What? I'm just happy there won't be any more unreasonable overtime heaped on me by my lazy boss. And his wife said I could expect a promotion and a bonus. What started as your plot to take me down has worked out nicely. Everything is moving in the right direction. Everything has gone to hell for me. I can't believe you would sell out your best friend. Judas. Since when do best friends try and steal husbands and make their friend's life a living hell? You've just gone and caused a lot of trouble for everyone, including a family you didn't even know. Okay, so Emma, you've got a lot on your plate. Good luck. You're going to need it. Goodbye! After that, Emma was taken for every last penny. I didn't hear how the lawyers did it, but she had to fork over all her meager savings. As for Rick, he lost half of everything he and his wife had, and he's paying alimony. He doesn't have a penny to his name either. His ex-wife took pity on him and allowed a smaller alimony if he was going to go through with marrying Emma. And they actually did get married. Of course, it isn't going well. Emma flies into a rage every day. I guess it isn't what she imagined when she hatched her plan to humiliate me. Poor old Rick is often sporting a black eye and bruises. He gets beaten to a pulp every time he tries to calm her down. There isn't much hope of getting a new job like that. I've heard he's still unemployed. And me? I've been given Rick's old position, complete with a pay rise. And I get to go home on time every day. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Feel free to leave a comment. Bye!